In early 1945, the U.S. Army Air Forces established air bases in the Mariana Islands to provide the United States the ability to disrupt the war-making capabilities of the Empire of Japan. Crews of the B-29 heavy bombers kept flying with the dedicated support of their ground crews, were tasked to complete many dangerous missions over the mainland of Japan. Crew number 26 of the 314th Bomb Wing, 19th Bomb Group, 28th Bomb Squadron named their B-29 Superfortress City of Austin, out of respect for their aircraft commander, Hans P.N. Gammel III, a native of Austin, Texas. The 12 men of crew number 26 flew 35 combat missions, with their final mission on August 1st, 1945. Last night, Austin Mayor Steve Adler participated in a recognition ceremony for crew number 26. We are honored to have First Lieutenant Richard Donaldson here, the last remaining crew member of crew number 26, who was here from Tracy, Minnesota, and accompanied by several members of his family. We also have family members of Aircraft Commander Hans P.N. Gammel III, Left Gunner Sergeant Raymond Jack Manise, and Tail Gunner Staff Sergeant Remo J. Lodi. It is our pleasure to introduce the pilot of the B-29 City of Austin, First Lieutenant Richard Donaldson.
First of all, let me say that I'm very intimidated following such gifted speakers. And also let me let you know that you're very lucky. I liaised with the chief down here with the impending weather forecast, and we decided to take 45 minutes out of this little address that I was going to give. Anyway, good morning. I'm honored to be invited to speak to you today. I would like to thank American Legion Post 83 here in Austin, and particularly David Knudsen, for making this trip to Austin possible. The city of Austin has treated us very well, and we appreciate your hospitality. 71 years ago, I was a pilot of the B-29, attached to the 314th Wing of the U.S. Army Air Corps, stationed on Guam and flying missions to Japan. Our aircraft commander, Hans Peter Neil Gammel III Esquire, was a native of Boston, and when we were ordered to name our planes for American cities, because our general didn't like those scantily clad women painted on the nose of airplanes, we decided to name it the City of Austin. We survived 35 missions, and were being rotated home when the war ended. During World War II, following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, most eligible males in the United States volunteered for military duty. And volunteers are really an essential part of our lives. Well-trained volunteers are especially important. And sometimes we have a tendency to confuse preparedness with luck. Jack Nicklaus, the well-known golfer, said, "The more I practice, the luckier I get." I heard this story about a friend of mine from my hometown in Minnesota over the Office of War Information radio station in Saipan while returning from a B-29 mission with most of my crewmates asleep. And it said Robert Stone of Tracy, Minnesota, recorded 2 confirmed kills of Japanese fighter aircraft while flying at high altitude out of Okinawa in a P-47. He was then hit and lost his supercharger and had to dive for lower altitude in order to maintain engine power. Flying just over the water, he headed for land with 2 Japanese Zeros right on his tail and made landfall at a Japanese airport just as a Japanese twin-engine bomber named Betty was taking off. He hopped over the Betty, the 2 Zeros collided with it, and all 3 blew up, as Stone's flight mates observed and confirmed. He had become an ace, 5 confirmed kills in just 5 minutes. You could say that he was very lucky, but it was not luck that was responsible for his first 2 kills at high altitude. It was not luck that led him to the decision to go for lower altitude when he lost his supercharger. It was not luck that enabled him to avoid being shot down with the 2 zeros on his tail. And it was not only luck that made it possible for him to avoid the Betty while the 2 zeros could not. While growing up in Be Prepared, I'm a member of the Boy Scouts. As Boy Scouts, we were all taught to be prepared. Today, our country is prepared, not by the number of troops in the military, nor the number of fire, police, or EMS personnel. We are prepared by the attitude of our volunteers, the dedication of you volunteers who do your jobs every day. It does not matter if they serve at home or abroad, volunteers are our heroes. During World War II, we did what we had to do. Today's volunteers do what they need to do to keep our country safe. You are our heroes. Thank you very much.
Thanks for spending time with us today. You know, you are the greatest generation. My father was part of the same generation. And we thank you for us to give us the opportunity to have a great time today and celebrate our togetherness and our friendship. We'd like to give you something also, since you don't have anything from the state of Texas, except the name of the city of Austin. We're going to give you the seal of state.